Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is going to be Graduating Life, actually, part one, um, in a little mini series that I'm putting together for a podcast that I'm building that's going to be able to help people get through what they need to get through in life. And that would be, anything from accomplishing a goal to overcoming social anxieties to pretty much setting their mind to whatever they want in life and obtaining those goals. And one of the main reasons why I am as successful in life as I am is based upon a very, very good home base and where I come from with regard to both my mother and my father teaching me from a young age that, and I use this a lot as a reference in the car with my kids when I'm teaching them how to drive, that, when you walk out the door, you're repping the name in the back of the jersey. So you never let anybody ever disrespect you or make you feel inferior. You remember who you are, where you came from, and you carry that with you until you come back home, right? Now, also, and later on in life, my wife, when we first got together, believe it or not, as they say, behind every good man is a very, very strong woman. And that is a true statement because she's made me even stronger than what I am. And the base that I had when we brought myself and herself together into this relationship. And it is 50-50 relationship to where we both work with each other and do things for each other to make each other better. So as far as that's concerned, when an individual comes across a situation, and let's just give it for example that, you're walking into a room, let's call it a lunchroom cafeteria, right? And you don't know where to sit, you don't know who to talk to, you don't know what to do, you don't know what kind of opening statement you're going to make or what you're going to do. Well, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. And it's this simple, okay? 99.9% of people are going to respond to you when you have direct eye contact with them, when you address them directly, when you open yourself up to conversation. Okay. If you're looking at the floor, if you're looking at your cell phone, if you're looking away, if you're not being very interactive, odds are most people are going to disengage and not pay attention to you. So, is it a fear of sitting by yourself? Is it a fear of open communication? Is it a fear of who knows what? Okay. But if you want to sit with somebody, go ask, go talk to them. Excuse me, is anybody sitting here? No. Okay. Can I sit with you? Do you mind? Right? You look at the person, you acknowledge them. They will acknowledge you. They will give you the opportunity, either a yes or a no. If it's a no, so what? Who cares? Right? Even if the other seats are occupied and you have to sit there with yourself, by yourself, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Nobody's staring at you. Nobody's pointing fingers, right? In today's society, it's all about judge me, judge this. How many likes, how many, dislikes do I have? How many comments, how many followers? I don't care about any of that stuff. You guys want to follow me? Follow me. I appreciate it. I truly do. This is something brand new for me that I'm starting out with. And then the subscribe button if you want to ring that, to be notified of additional videos that I'm putting up and, in the future. Great. Wonderful. Okay. If you don't, you don't. Okay. I'm doing this purely for me so that I can help people like yourself who are listening that need this, right? Because there maybe isn't somebody in their life that's giving them the opportunity to push them up, to build them up, to make them into who they need to be in this world, right? Because there's so many other people in this world that it, it's mind-boggling to me, absolutely mind-boggling to me. Yeah, I'm a Gen X. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Born 1970. Who cares, right? What I see in the world is, the patting of the people on the head and sending them into the rooms to talk about their feelings and consistently doing negative, 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 negative reinforcement. I don't see any positive reinforcement anywhere. Okay. I see kids every single day of my life. Kids going into young adulthood, right? I'm talking into their 20s, graduated college with master's degrees that don't have the ability to believe in themselves because they've been told their whole entire life, oh, it's okay. You know, you're perfectly acceptable to take this drug or sit in silence. And if you don't want to engage, you don't have to engage. That's literally setting people up for failure. And it literally pisses me off because I think people can do whatever they set their minds to on a daily basis. When I go to work each day, I consistently build people up. I consistently make sure that they have the opportunity to understand that they are worth something, that they will accomplish something in this world. And as I've said in previous videos when I was on TikTok and things, it means the absolute world to me when my kids reach out to me and tell me that they accomplished their goals. It's not my accomplishment, it's their accomplishment. But me putting them where they need to be with a little bit of help that I need to make them feel the way that they feel and how they're going to do what they need to do for the rest of their lives based upon the little small interaction that they had with somebody that they never knew were going to put them in that path. Yeah, that's pretty outstanding. That's pretty awesome. And, you know, if you think about it realistically, like what have you noticed in your life? You know, what have you been a party to in your life? You know, don't say this. Don't upset the apple cart. Don't express yourself. Don't open your feelings. Why? Because it's cancel culture this, cancel culture that. I wish, I hope, and I pray that we could go back to the days of the way that it was, when I was growing up, when nobody was afraid to open their door when somebody knocked on their door or pick up the telephone because of the fact that they were afraid of who was going to be calling on the other end of the line. Back then, a man's handshake meant that it was his word and that if he gave you his handshake, you could pretty much bank on it no differently than if it was a written contract that was notarized by somebody at the bank. Okay. Today's world, you know, I again, it's frustrating in some regards, but I also have seen so much good, and I've seen so much joy come from the little bit that I do when I'm with the youth of today. And I've worked with kids from every single spectrum that you could possibly imagine, from autistic to ADHD to ADD to anxiety, severe anxiety, to specific disabilities with hearing aids and the cochlear implants and that, you name it, I've worked with these kids. And for every time somebody has told me that they can't do something or they can't get to where they need to be, I prove them wrong along with them because I know exactly what they're worth. And I know that they have every single ounce of every single ability to get over the finish line and get to where they need to be. And you know what usually happens? About 96% of the time, they do. The ones that don't, yeah, okay, sometimes things happen, right? I can't be in the car with them to take them across the finish line when they go to take their road test and such, but I can get them to that point to where they can actually take the test and become, uh, eligible to do so, right? And people are human and things are going to happen, or maybe the examiner is going to have a bad day or whatever. Who knows? Okay. But over 96% of my kids pass on day one. And every single day that they go to take their road test, I say the same thing to every single one of them. How you feeling about today? You ready to rock and roll? You got this? You're all set? You good? They're like, Psh, I got this. Let's go. Comparatively to what I meet on day one, which is, oh my God, parallel park and 3.2. Why? Why is that? Where does that come from? You know where that comes from? outside sources telling them, oh, this is hard, that's hard, you can't do this, you're going to screw up, you're going to fail, blah, blah, blah. All of these things happen. All of these things happen on a daily basis. Whether it's that with me teaching these young kids how to drive, or people out in the real world, or in the classroom, or in a social setting, you have to shut these people off. You have to take and tune the negativity out of your life and lives, because the negativity is going to breed negativity. I'm going to use an old cliche saying that, if you manifest positivity, positivity will come. It will come. Okay. No matter what faith you have. Okay. Me personally, I'm Catholic, right? So if you have a very, very strong faith, strength will help you overcome. Okay. There's a lot of different things that you can look to for strength and sources of strength that will get you exactly where you need to be. And I believe that everybody who's listening to this has that ability inside of them. But I also do believe that there are so many other sources out there that, breed that negativity and take people into dark places and make them feel inferior and make them feel as though that they aren't good enough or that they can't do things the right way. And it's infuriating because I know the opposite. I know a little bit of love, a little bit of compassion, a lot of joking around, a lot of having fun is going to get you where you need to be. And how do I know that? Because my records prove that. Because over 460 kids that I've taught to drive and that I've worked with both in the classroom, in the vehicles, and in my lifetime, and everybody that's come to me for counsel in my home when they had problems in their relationships or problems with their boss or whatever the case may be, when they listened to me, when they paid attention to what I told them, what was going on in their lives and why they were making the decisions that they did, well, all of a sudden, light bulb, they understood exactly what was going on and they moved forward accordingly. And they're a lot happier for it. So within this little series, within this little mini series that I'm putting together for this podcast, and hopefully it'll branch off into more so that, we can maybe have some guests on here, or, I'd welcome anybody as a guest. We want to help people to grow. And that is exactly why it's called Graduating Life, because there's too many people just surviving life right now. And you can graduate life. You can enjoy. You can be at peace, right? There's no reason to take melatonin to go to sleep. There's no reason to, you know, sit there and over medicate to get over something that you are strong enough to do and that you do have the ability to overcome. I mean, again, I've worked with the kids all over the spectrum, and every time I heard they can't do this, they can't do that. I mean, one of the best ones that I had recently was a parent came up to me and completely embarrassed the kid. Completely embarrassed the kid in front of me. I'm nobody, right? I'm an instructor. That's all I am. But when the parent comes up to me and says to me, "Well, they had a complete breakdown and they were panicking and hyperventilating and crying, and I don't think that this is going to happen." And and the kid's sitting like right here, right next to me. Okay, and I'm just kind of like, "What's the? Oh my God, Jesus!" The parent walked away, and I looked at my student and I said to her, "I go, do you think I give a shit about what mom just literally told me? I don't. I don't." And the student began to smile. Okay. And then the next thing that happened after that was I said, "Are you okay?" She says, "Well, I'm trying to get there." And I said, "Do me a favor." She goes, "Okay." I says, "Look at me. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with anything that you're feeling. However, you're here to have fun, right? She says, yeah. I said, you want to go have some fun? She goes, yeah. I go, do me a favor as we're driving by, wave to your mom, because she seems to believe we're not leaving the parking lot today. And we did, and we had a great lesson. And furthermore, future progress update. Guess who scored a perfect 100 on her road test and now has her license? Is an accomplished driver and moving towards her adult life. Why? Little bit of love, lot of compassion, whole lot of fun, whole lot of laughter. Come along with me, graduate life. Have a great day. God bless.